Good afternoon. This is Ned Oshiro. I'm your American English Pronunciation Coach. こんにちは、ネッドです。先ほど日本語でもって、しかもストリームヤードというアプリをですね、使ってライブをしてみました。でもやっぱり今回ですね、やろうとしたらちょっと問題が生じたので、急遽です。やっぱり iPhone でもってやってみたいと思います。でちなみにですね、先ほど報告するのを忘れたんですが、今ですね、コロナに関する感染者数、沖縄における感染者数は、143名かな。それと5名の死亡。この数字はですね、過去7日間変わっておりません。で、これはすごいことだと思いますし、ぜひこれをですね、皆さん県民全員がですね、一丸となって、ぜひこのゼロ更新をですね、大記録を立てましょう。もちろんゼロであることが普通なんですが、いかんせんこういう時代ですから、ぜひこれをですね、本当に今年いっぱいずっとできたらそうしていただきたいですね。そうすればコロナそのものも本当に撲滅できるんではないかというふうに心からそういうふうに願っております。では、始めます。Thank you very much. This is Ned Oshiro. I'm an American English Pronunciation Coach. I'd like to report to you again regarding this coronavirus-related casualties or the infections. As far as the number of the people infected with this coronavirus in Okinawa is concerned, I'm sorry, yesterday I didn't mention that whatever I'm referring to, all these coronavirus related figures, that's related to Okinawa, where I'm right now. Today I'd like to talk about, I'm sorry, I was cut short, and the number of infections stand at 143, right? 143, which hasn't changed since May 1st, the first day of this month, and fatalities still stand at 5 people. Now today, I already have uploaded my subject, which I'm going to share with you today in Japanese. And the title, this is an attempt to reply to the question I've received from some of my Facebook followers. Its inquirer is Japanese though. The question is that, do Japanese need to learn English? That's a very good question. As you may know, in Japan, as long as you understand Japanese and can speak Japanese, you don't need to. You can make a living without learning English. Only the time when you need it to speak, or you wished you had wanted to learn in English, is that whenever you ask by a foreigner on the street and asking something about directions, or I don't know, whatever they're asking. So that's the only time you normally wish to learn, or you knew the English, how to speak English. So so as long as you live in Japan, as I said, you don't need to learn English. So why do you have to learn? And that was a very good question. And I organized my thoughts and thought about it, and then came up with this, what I think, which I'm going to share with you. First of all, now when these, the necessities of learning English in Japan are the 3 cases. The one is that when you apply for, no, that's right. When you take the entrance exam from junior high to high school, and from high school to college. In Japan, normally one of the tests, the subject covered in the testing includes this English. So you have no choice but have to learn how to read and write English. This test doesn't require you to speak English at all. So that's the first time, the reason that you have to learn, or you have to learn English. Second is that when you apply for a job in Japan, these days, regardless what business you are in, normally if you have some English knowledge, that is a plus. So in other words, you get better, higher salary than the other people's, those of the other people. So that's one thing. And then one of the criteria to measure or assess this your English level is that TOEIC. They use the word TOEIC, which consists of listening, writing, and reading, excluding speaking. So what happened is, as a result of this phenomena, is that when I talked to my friend doing the business in Tokyo, is that they have hired this young college fresh graduate, college graduate, who has claimed that he has scored 900 something points. I think, if I'm correct, the perfect score was 980 something. But he said this guy, this college graduate got this 900 something. So it's really a phenomenon. It's a big high score. So this general manager, who's a friend of mine, thought that he would be able to speak English, and he's very useful at the business negotiation. So he took him to this business negotiation table meeting. But what happened is that he couldn't speak a word about English at all, because he never practiced speaking English at all. So this general manager was the one had to translate, or the talk become the central figure in this negotiation table. So just because you have scored the high points in the TOEIC doesn't necessarily mean that he can speak, or he or she can speak English. So what I suggest to my friend is that why don't you hire TOEFL, which is another testing mechanism, or ACAN. ACAN is the one which has been very popular in Japan, which also tests your speaking abilities. And okay, I'm sorry. Let me take a look at sometimes once in a while at my script that I have prepared for myself. And that's the second reason, right? That you have to learn how to speak English. Thirdly is whenever you have you make the business trips, or you go abroad for your pleasure trip, or sightseeing or whatever, and then you might be able to find friends, or you make friends with some foreigners. So that's when you come back, and then you want to exchange emails with these people, foreigners. So these are three occasions that you need to learn. You need to learn English. You need to know how to speak English. So other than that, you don't need to have this knowledge of English at all, because you can go, as I said, you can go without this learning English as long as you stay in Japan. But as you know, with the globalization, and also the increasing number of foreigners visiting Japan, Japan has no choice, has to accept this the inflow of a lot of foreigners, and that means also, of course, in order for Japan to be able to survive this tough the era, you have to have the intensive trade businesses with foreigners, foreign countries. So regardless whether you like it or not, you have to learn how to speak English, because English is the top, the best English international language. So and another benefit of learning English is that as you may know, that countries where the English is considered as one of the official language have prospered in their business and in their growth, because the fact that they have large volumes of trade relations or trade deals with the foreign countries, and the reason that they have become prosperous is that with the knowledge of English, you'll be able to read and comprehend these books and documents which are all written in English. Even that those who have announced some sort of discoveries in some scientific research, whatever, everything has to be done. I mean, everything will be normally done in translating into English, because that's the only way you can make your documents or your discoveries known to the rest of the world. So that's the very advantages that you know English, because then you can be ahead of the others. You can grab this updated information through this reading the English documents, right? So knowing English brings lots of benefits to these countries. That's the reason that you should learn English now. And then because of that, you'll be able to carry out effective business strategy. Most of these business negotiations are being done in English, not in Japanese. So if you know English, you can do lots of a great deal of deals or trading with foreign countries. And another things I would like to emphasize that if you know English, you don't have to stay here in Japan, where the type of number of the jobs available getting declining. You can always go out of Japan and find the better jobs which require Japanese knowledge, Japanese the mentality. So I strongly urge you to learn English. Then you just go out of Japan, and even as a matter of fact, in order to better understand your own Japanese culture and yourself, it's better to look at the Japan from the outer perspective. Just going out of Japan and look at it, you see the difference. And then I tell you, because that's my first impression when I came back from Japan. I mean the countries to Japan. So and also knowing the English can give you opportunity to make as many foreign friends as possible, right? And that means also you can expand your the scope of or business network, and also scope of your the friendship with the people around the world. And that becomes a great impact in your life and also in your business itself. So, and one thing I would like to point it out to you is that there are hundreds, thousands of documents, books, and the CDs or whatever regarding this how to learn English. But one thing I would like to emphasize is that each person, each writer wrote that know-how or the theories or documents based on his or her experiences. It doesn't necessarily mean these methods and the know-how recommended could be suitable for you. So also this the theory also applies to what I'm talking right now. So what I'm trying to suggest is that before you jump into conclusion that you should buy or read these documents, you have to find out whether that methodology is suitable to you. So that's the one thing. But one commonalities in learning English is that first, you should start with pronunciation. I really have to emphasize this one. If you learn how to to pronounce correctly, you'll be able to pick up whatever the other person is saying easily. And depends on each individual English level though, but it normally takes about 3 to 6 months for you to be able to understand, being able to hear what the other person is saying. If you can hear it, means that your English itself also is getting better, and then whenever you talk, your English will be understood easily, easier than before. So once you find out, and then once you know that your English being understood makes you very joyful, feel better, and that motivates your the spirit, and then want to continue to study English. And second things I like to also advise for you to do is that find something that something engaging, something that makes you find interesting doing something, whatever you're doing. Did you understand what I'm saying? Meaning, you just find something makes you forget even, about the meals or whatever. You can absorb or indulge yourself in that particular, the activity. If you can do that, there is no trouble in maintaining continuing the English learning, because one of the major obstacles a lot of English learners face is that whether they'll be able to continue that daily English learning, because it's very tough unless you can stimulate yourself or something could motivate you. You can continue to do that. So these are two things. If you can find these two things, then I guarantee you your English you're going to be a fluent English speaker in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye now.